a lot of young entrepreneurs, even old, whatever age, it doesn't matter. They have a lot of questions in their heads, and do we start it now? I mean, that's why I try to really talk to different people in different businesses. That's why people have to really get that confidence to be able to start on their own. What could you actually cite as your greatest learning or experience from this kind of business, from doing this?
There are so many opportunities available for everyone. Meaning opportunities are just there. It's just a matter of you discerning and deciding when and how to grab that opportunity.
And maybe what you really love
and what
to
you
do.
really want. And then, but there's this one student who asked me the question, when is entrepreneurship wrong? So in a school where entrepreneurship is encouraged, I was quite surprised to have been asked the question, when is it wrong?
What kind of question?
So I think it can be wrong or not the right time if, for instance, you are a member of a family who needs your financial support, meaning you have siblings to send to school, and then you decide to follow your own passion immediately without addressing the immediate needs of the family. So I told the student to ask the question, maybe it's not yet the right time for you to
start
to be quote unquote focused on yourself. Maybe it's a good way for you to first to go to corporate, earn there, and still keep that passion or keep that enterprising attitude. So
there are many ways of going about it, actually.
But the greatest thing here is to find what you love, do it. It's not without risk, it's not without challenge, but
it always has to have some risk and challenge.
You have to be focused and be determined and show up every day. Because for entrepreneurs, it's so easy to say that I'm my own boss naman. I wake up at 10, I wake up at 11. But I personally try to make it a point to be at the store at 9:30 or 9 and keep it that way every day.
So do you go to your stores every day, or do you go to your stores every day? And you really check, what people buy, etc.
Because I don't want it to become a habit na just because I'm the boss, I don't want to be there.
I think that's one good point you mentioned, because some people start off that way, that, okay, I can just, get some managers and they'll be the one to do everything. But of course, it still, involves, as I've said, hands-on activity and experience.
Kasi it's so easy to slack off because you're your own book.
But it will also show in the end, like if you slack off, because it will show what kind of business you're doing. And I mean, lucky if you're able to pull it off, but I don't think it will last that way.
If it's a management by abdication, it's not gonna work.
But eventually, do you plan to outsource design? I mean, not really outsource. Of course, you're the reason why your designs click. But I mean, in the long run, like when you get older, etc., I'm sure you need people to. Do you plan to hire a team or train some people to actually imbibe the values that you're actually expressing in the shirts, right?
Well, actually, that's a plan that we are seriously looking into, and that's something which is bound to happen because we can't do the design naman everything
forever.
Just us.
Because I was saying, some businesses stop when, like, if you're a designer, like a real hardcore designer, the business doesn't work anymore if you're gone, because the business is dependent on you.
In fact, there are lots of designers na rin, students in fact, who approach us and tell us if they can submit their designs for our comments and maybe use the designs in our shirts.
Wow! Isn't that great? Free design. So what do you do about that?
We just get them, we see, and then eventually we can perhaps meet them, and when we have drafted na the procedure, the plan for outsourcing designers, then maybe it's
you're open to that.
Very open for that.
And how do you plan to tell them that, hey, this is the theme, this is the core of the business? Because as I've said, it's a design that makes you unique and stand out.
I could imagine that we'll brief them, lock them in a room and tell them what we are and who we are.
Immerse them into the Getblued culture.
But it's we're working on that. Actually, we just talked about it last week. And we will be excited to meet new people who will design for us in the future.
How about alumni who will design for you also? Why not?
Why not? Everyone is welcome. We'll just talk about the arrangements.
Of course, of course. I think it's something very new to people also, because they get to express themselves. And in this day and age, actually, I was about to say that the T-shirt, I think, you tell me if I'm correct, but the T-shirt business in the university market is really growing, that trend. Is it?
Yeah, because it's a new
Yeah.
form of self-expression, and also an expression of the pride for the school. Especially that schools right now are very competitive. The search and the expression of school identity is so strong right now. That's why shirts are such a hit in campuses and universities, and that's why we're thriving as a business, because I mean, the schools right now are so focused on identities, what sets them apart from the other schools, especially with the rankings and all, the competitions, not just in sports. Actually, it's been there, eh. The rivalry. Right now, it's just
But no one just really thought of doing something like this.
Right now, UST has their own version of statement shirts. The SAL has their own version. San Beda has their own version. So, there are our counterparts in other schools also.
But I think the other thing that you were able to establish is really that emotional rapport, I think, as I was trying to observe earlier. Because you're saying these are things that people actually experience when they're in Ateneo or when they're in a certain
That's
school.
why we call ourselves Getblued, because you get blued, meaning you get yourself immersed in the Ateneo way of life.
You get Ateneo
Nice.
Ateneoized. I don't know.
You get to be introduced in the Ateneo
inventing
way.
terms.
So that's why it's Getblued. So we want you to get blued once you enter the school.
And then one more question. I wanted to know, like, what is your feeling like when you watch a game and you see all these people wearing your shirt? And I'm sure it's very fulfilling as a given. But other than that, I mean, does it really, boost your inspiration that, okay, let's create more shirts? Or I mean, what feeling does it really?
Well, for me, it's the greatest compliment. That's the greatest compliment that we can get. People actually wear the shirt. And then my business partners keep on bugging me about bonuses. Kirk, ang dami natin nabenta ng shirt. Tingnan mo. Can't we have bonus?
It's an actual.
Yeah, and I tell them, you know what, guys, our bonus are things that are intangible, meaning the fulfillment that we get. So sabi nila, bola lang daw yun. Pero I mean, seriously, the greatest fulfillment is actually to see the designs worn by people.
Worn again and again.
And again and again. And repeat customers.
Repeat purchase is something.
And then if there's a group, a barkada, all of them are wearing Getblued shirts. So that's great.
It's free advertisement, as you said. So I think, that's a very effective tool to measure the success of your business, especially at this age. But now that the basketball season is over, I'm sure you were very aggressive in selling during the season. But how about in other sports? Do you also try to tap into the teams there? And
actually, Getblued will be supporting the volleyball team. I mean, we'll give them shirts. And we are
sponsorships.
Well, we also have tie-ups naman with other orgs, with other.
So it doesn't end with. I mean, basketball is one of the biggest sports in the country, and everyone just wants to watch every game. So now that it's over, I think there are other ways of going about the business. And you were saying other teams.
Yeah, there's so many activities in the academic calendar.
So that's what you really look into. Okay, for this week,
there's Christmas, and then there's one big celebration in December for Ateneo. It's the 150th year of the Jesuits arriving in the Philippines. It's actually our sesquicentennial. So we have
in terms
shirts.
in terms of that, so it's a big event. Do you tend to price higher, or how are your price points in terms of this? Since it's a niche market, and me, let's say, or whoever being an Atenean, I love this design. How much is it? Well, if it's something, fine, I know the cost of it, but you'll still buy it anyway because you want the design.
Well,
I mean, do you try to take advantage of that, or are you also fair to price it?
We keep our prices affordable to students because they are our target market primarily, and we want
so right now
students.
It's at
some of our shirts are $299, others are $320. The more premium ones, meaning the metallic shirts, are at $375. So more or less that's our threshold na lang.
And you don't really increase it just because of an event, or so you're very fair to your consumers.
And one value that we also have is we avoid school bashing.
Oh, okay.
So we don't do school bashing. So we don't have shirts with